Hello students, welcome back to the video series of Python programming. I am your instructor Shweta Yagnik and today we are going to see list data structure of Python. So the topics that we are going to cover today are first introduction to list, then we are going to see list operators and functions, and lastly we are going to see how to iterate a list. So without wasting much time, let's begin. So a list is an ordered sequence of items where each item is identified by an index. List items are kept inside a square brackets and list items are separated by commas. Lists consist of many types of items, like one element can be of string, other can be integer, one other can be float, and it can contain a nested list itself. List can contain duplicate values, and list items are extracted using positive as well as negative indexing, where positive index start from 0 and negative indexing start from -1. List is a mutable. So let's see practically how to implement list in a Python. Here I'll be using one variable called list1, and right now I am implementing empty list. Okay, so within square bracket I am not supposed to write any element. So let's check the type of the element or type of the list variable. So it is going to give me type list. Now let's assign some of the variables, that is 1, 2, 3. This 1, 2, 3 and maybe 4 are elements of the list. Fine. If I print it, it is going to give me these elements. Now these is consisting of all integers. Now let's have another variable, another list, which is consisting of string. So these are 3 strings which are part of my list. So if I print the value, it is giving me these 3 lists. So right now I have implemented 2 lists. One is all consisting of integer and another list which is all consisting of string. Now can I have mixed data type of list? Yes, it is valid in case of list, but not in case of array, right? So this is the main difference between list and array, where list can consisting of mixed type of data. So I'll be having list number 3, where it is consisting of list 1 integer, okay, and 1 more string, 2 float values I can have, okay. So and it can have another list as well. So here lastly I'll be inserting list1. And what is list1? It is a list which is consisting of number 1, 2, 3 and 4. So list 3 is consisting of these things. First it is having, okay, these things. So 1, 2 are elements, integer, third element is a string, and fourth and fifth are elements of float type, and last element is of list itself, means it's consisting of nested list. So let us see, let us execute it. So list 3. So now if I want to extract any of the element of list, I can use indexing. So if I use list 3 and if I want to extract first element, I'll be writing index 0 because indexing starts from 0. So number 1 is extracted. Because the element number 1 is 1, it will be extracted over here. I can use negative indexing itself, as we have used earlier also in case of string, right? So if I want to extract the last element, I'll be using -1, right? So that it will extract, it will point to the index of last element. So the last element is a list, nested list which we have included. That is a list consisting of 1, 2, 3 and 4. That is our last element. Okay, so we can change the element of list, that is list is mutable. So let's try to change the elements value. So if I want to change the element value, first element, that is instead of 1, if I want to replace it with 10, I can do it. So now let's check the value of list 3. So 1 is replaced by 10. That means list is mutable. So further we are going to see the various list operators and functions. So range slice is used to extract some of the elements from the list Okay, then we are going to see concatenation. If I want to concat two different lists, I can use concatenation operator, that is plus. Then we are going to see the repetition operator star. If I want to repeat the list elements, okay, I will be using star. And lastly, we are going to see the membership operator in and not in. If I want to check whether some element is a part of list or not, I will be using the last operator, that is in and not in. So let's see practically how to do that. Now let us use range slicing in order to extract list elements. So here I'll be using list 3 and 0, that is starting index, and we want to have value up to second index. That's why we'll go up to 3, because the last index, that we are ending index, will not be included. So here I'll be having elements 10, that is having index 0, element number 2 which is having index number 1, and the string which is having index number 2. So 0, 1 and 2 will be extracted, but index number 3 will not be part of it. Now if I want to extract the element using negative indexing, how to use that? Let us see. List 3, if I want to start from 0 and need to go, okay, till last, but last element will not be included because the index of the last element is -1. So let us see. So here you can see that the last element, which is list itself, okay, will not be printed over here because we have mentioned -1, and -1 is index of the last element, which is not included. So now let us see how to use a concatenation operator, that is plus. If I want to concat two different lists and if I want to print that value, I'll be using plus operator. So list 1, let us print the value, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and list 2, which is having the string value. So if I want list 1 plus list 2, what it will be printing? It will be concatenated value of list 1 and list 2. But using this, when we use this plus, it will not alter either list 1 or list 2. That means the value of list 1 will be as it is. It will not be altered. It will just return a list which is having concatenated value of these two lists. Now let us see the repetition operator, that is star. So if I want this list high, okay, and if I want it to be printed 3 times, I'll be using like this. So it will print the elements of the list 3 times. So list 1 multiply by 3 or maybe 2, that means elements will be repeated 2 times. The new list which is created are having twice the elements. Now let us see the membership operator, that is in operator. If I want to check what is the value of list 3, let us print it. Yeah, this is the value of list 3, elements of list 3. And if I want to check 10 in list 3, it will give me true because 10 is element of list 3. If I print 11 in list 3, it is going to give me false. If I check 4 in list 3, now what is your guess whether it will print true or false? Okay, it will print false because 4 is not an element of list 3. Now don't get confused that 4 is a part of the list 3 as well. 4 is not an individual element, but it is a part of nested list. Okay, so it will print over here false. Now we are going to see some of the functions that are supported by list. First is an append function. If I want to append a specific object at the end of the list, I'll be using this function. Secondly, extend operation, that is extend function. If I want to add each and every element of the iterable at the end of the list, I'll be using extend. We are going to see practically what is the basic difference between this append and extend. Next, if I want to insert item at specific index, I'll be using insert operation. Then remove an item. If I want to give the element which I want to remove, I'll be using remove function. Then if I want to remove item based on its index, I'll be using pop. If I want to delete multiple elements from the list, I'll be using del operator. Then I can use the clear in order to clear each and every element of the list. Then we are going to use the sort, reverse, the element of the list, then we are going to see minimum, maximum and sum. So let's see practically how to use these functions. So let us see how to use these functions along with list. Here we are having three lists, list 1, list 2 and list 3. Let's apply this function and see the effects. So list 1 dot append. If I want to append list number 2 at the end of list, I'll be using append function, and in argument I'll be passing list 2. So let's check, has it altered the value of list 1 or not? Yes. So list 2 is added at the end of list 1 but as a single element. So this is a nested list, right? Now similarly, let's see how the extend function gives the output. So I have used list 3 and extend function, and in brackets I'll be passing list 2 as an argument. Let's check the value of list 3. So the list 2's element, that is 4, 5 and 6 are added as a separate element. Okay, so this is the main difference between extend and append. Append will add the element as a whole at the end of the list, and extend will iterate over each and every element, and elements will be added separately. Now if I want to insert an item at the specific location, I have to use insert function. So let's try this with list 2. Insert element number, suppose if I want to use 20 at the location 3rd, okay, because already I am having element 4, 5 and 6, that is I am having index 0, 1 and 2 are occupied. So I'll be adding at the 3rd location element number 20. So let's check whether it is giving me proper result or not. List 2. So yes, it has added the element number 20 at the location 3. So now let's try to remove a specific item. So list 2 dot remove, and I'll be specifying over here element 5. Okay, let's check list 2. So yes, it has removed item that element value 5. Now what to do if I want to delete the item based on its index? Okay, remove is taking element value. Now if I want to remove the item based on the index, I'll be using pop function. So let us try this. List 2, and if I want to pop element that is index, I need to specify 0. Okay, so it will give me a value, it will return the element. And if I don't use any of the argument within pop, what is your guess? What will be the value which is returned? If you have studied in data structure stack, the push and pop operator are basic functions of stack. So if I use pop, the lastly inserted element will be popped out. So similar behavior will be seen over here. So if I use the pop without passing any of the index, it will pop out the last element which has been inserted. So here it will give me 20 because 20 is the element which was inserted lastly. Now if I want to delete multiple items together in a single function, I have to use del operator. So let us use this del operator along with list number 1. So first of all, we'll check the value, that is list 1 is having these values. Now if I use del, then list 1, and I want to delete from 0 to 2nd, okay, index number, but the index number 2 will not be included. So let's check what will be the value of list 1. So yes, 0 and 1, these 0 and 1, that is element number 1 and 2 will be deleted, and the rest of the list will be displayed. If I want to sort my list elements, I'll be using sort function. So I'll be using this my list dot sort, okay, and let us check whether it has sorted the list or not. Yes, so list is sorted in ascending order. Now if I want to reverse the order, then I'll be using my list dot reverse. It will just reverse the order. Now let's print. So it has reversed the order. Now if I want to find out the maximum value, I'll be using max function, and within bracket I'll be passing my list as an argument. So this is the maximum value. Similarly, if I want to find the minimum value, I'll be passing this list, and this is the minimum value returned. Now similarly, if I want to have summation of all the elements, I'll be having sum function. So list has come up with excited functions. You can use it according to your requirement. So now we are going to see how to iterate over a list. There are various ways using which we can iterate a list, but here we are going to see using for loop, then we will see for loop along with range function, then we will see using while loop, and lastly we are going to see how to use the enumerated function in order to iterate over a list. Enumerate function will return enumerated object, which is consisting of the value and index pair of a list items. So now let us see how to iterate a list. Here we are having list 1, that is having value 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now let's see the first way of iteration, that is using for loop. So I'll be writing for I in is a membership operator, list 1, okay, and then colon. Then I'll give one tab for indentation and print I. So what this will do, this will iterate over the list element by element. That element will be stored inside I, and that is an element we are printing, okay. So let's see the output. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements are printed. Now let us see the second way of iteration, that is using a range function, but before using it we need to have the length of the list. So I'm having one variable length L, I'll be using variable name L equal to len, that is the function, okay, and I'll be passing over here list 1, okay. So it will give me the length of the list that I'm using. So here for I in range function, and within that I'll be passing L. So what this will do, it will generate the range from 0 to 4, okay, and these 0 to 4 are indexes of our list, okay. So we can iterate over list using indexes. So let us see how to use it. So here I'll be writing print, okay, and within the bracket I need to write over here list 1, and here I'll be passing index, because over here I is not referring to individual element but it will refer to index. So here we'll be extracting elements using index only. So let's print it. So yes, it is giving me same result as of above, but here we have used the concept of indexing, not the value itself. So now let us see how to use while loop in order to iterate over the list. So here I'll be using one more variable to keep track of the iteration, that is I, while I is less than length, okay, colon, print list the element, then I will write the statement which will increment the value of I by 1, that is the next iteration. So that's it, and the same result I'll be getting using while loop. So now let's iterate over a list using enumerate function. So I'll be using obj, that is my object that will store the enumerated object that is returned by enumerate function, and here I'll be passing my list 1, okay. Now I'll be using for I and value. Now why I'm using these two variables, because I am iterating over the object which is returned by enumerate, okay, and this object is having tuple of index as well as value. So here I'll be having two things, one is index and second is value itself. So obj, then print, here I'll be details of index as well as value. So here index is equal to, that will be referred by I, and I also want the value of the element, so that I will write the message properly, so that I can understand the output. Okay, so here value. Okay, that's it. So now at index 0 I'm having element 1. So that's it for this session. We have seen the list data structure of Python. We have seen what is the difference between array and list. We have also explored different functions and operators that are supported by list. Lastly, we have seen there are multiple ways how to iterate over the list. So I hope this session is useful for you, and see you in the next session. Till then, keep learning.